What is up? I'm live on Kick. I'm live on YouTube, Fireside, MVCap Fireside. This is the part where I start talking and wait for people to come in. Hey, Cat Eyes, we got Cat Eyes on Kick. Cat Eyes on Kick. Cat Eyes, how you doing? SWG. Yeah, that's the thing, Gilf. Like, it was kind of confusing because, I mean, I know what Gilf means, but I just didn't see what that had to do with Jeff. I don't know. That's what confused me. But anyway, um, yeah, there was a lot of lives last night. There was a lot of lives. I completely missed, like, I don't even know, 1 to maybe 2 days, and all of a sudden there was, like, I think there was lives all night, right? I don't even know. I wasn't really there for all of it, but I feel like there was lives all night. I'll tell the whole story. When's Gil's next live? That's a good question. People gotta know. Hey, Chantel. Chantel. Yeah, pretty much every time I go live here, I'm pretty much gonna be going live on Kick, and I'm always live on Kick. Want answers? Tomorrow a Christmas special? Yeah, that's good. Yeah, you ever go through this thing with Christmas shopping? It's like you have, like, I don't know, a family member you care about, but like they kind of have everything, and you just don't know what to get them, so you're kind of gambling on what they don't have to maybe get them something. I'm kind of in that predicament. I'm hoping that a certain person doesn't have a juicer. I'm kind of counting on that. I don't know if that bet is solid, but yeah. Who's gonna win the rap battle? Who's in the rap battle is a better question. Yeah, I think there was a Tell Elev, and yeah, I think there was an FCC live. They just played some Jeff clips, and what else was there? I think I only remember that. I just noticed there were other lives before. Yeah, and I mean, I kind of will just say this. I think I said everything that I need to say about, you know, uh the Nenya situation. Um I think just like Ed is a dead topic in the community, I think so can Nenya be. It's just people gotta know. So um people don't get taken advantage of, I guess, in terms of that. But yeah, that's kind of a dead topic to me, honestly. Ever get invited to Gilf live stream? Um Only thing you need to get invited. If this is a live stream. Gotta put your notifications on. You're invited to tomorrow's Christmas stream. Yeah, maybe next Christmas we do like a MVCap giveaway. Don't say anything about what I do. I'm just gonna do it. No comment. But I do think that an appropriate action to take is reaching out to House representatives, state reps. That's gonna be another thing, but yeah, yeah. Well, until I say there's something to watch, then they can watch them. Yeah, I was just gonna go live and just read the chat logs and everything, but I had a monstrous amount of technical issues. Well, I mean, I'm not really sure. It's kind of like a. I mean, obviously, it's a game. That's kind of just a game, right? Um, because you'll ask me what I'm doing, and then I'll answer, or then you like always felt like not saying what I'm doing, and then I'd be faulted if I do say what I'm doing, and then I don't know. So I mean, nice try, but it's really just a game, you know. But yeah, that's what I'm trying to do. That's why I'm not. That's why I'm not like really trying to get into much detail about what I'm doing. Um, but yeah, it was like if people like are asking me what I'm doing, like I'm even trying to not say what I'm doing. So like, what should I do? Yeah, I mean, I'm also confused because like obviously I'm doing things, but if I say what I'm doing, and actually like didn't you? It's like if you're really asking like when something's gonna come out, you are asking um me to say what I'm doing before I do it. Like if you're asking me like when another catch is gonna come out or whatever it is, you're asking me what I'm going to do before I do it. So then I either don't answer, like I don't know. I mean, I'm not really sure what is an acceptable answer there. Oh yeah, yeah. I'm pretty much. I mean, it's not going to be too glamorous. I'm just going to be. Once I get back home, I'm just going to make a video reading the chat logs. Um. So yeah, yeah. I mean, I will, but like, if I say, yeah, I feel like if I say it's kind of like a, I feel like it's kind of like a baiting question, which it kind of is, because like if you're saying like when will it come out or whatever, like, and I say what I think it'll come out, and then let's say it happens like the day after or whatever, then it's like you're lying. I mean, I don't really understand. I don't really understand thinking behind that. Well, I'm not saying anything about a big plan. I don't think reading chat logs and recording a video and putting it out on Rumble is a big plan. Nah, I'm not gonna prove nobody anything. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do everything I can do. That's what I'm gonna do. But yeah, yeah, and especially in that situation because I was about to go live and read the chat logs, but because of a technical issue, I wasn't able to go live properly to read the chat logs. So it's gonna need to be a recorded video version. So I don't really see how that's saying like I'm gonna do something big at all. I'm not gonna like. Why should I say like? Here's the thing. Like you guys are contradicting yourself. You can't ask me what I'm going to do. Um, and then fault me for answering a question, and then like you're making this whole point about don't say anything until after you do it, but you're asking me what I'm going to do. Like you know what I mean? I don't really understand the logic behind that. So yeah, no, I mean, I'm really just gonna not answer any kind of questions. I'm gonna say generally what I'm gonna do, and if something small, like yeah, recording a video, I mean, I probably would say that'll happen probably within a week. I don't see how that would be too difficult to do if I'm just reading a video. I'm reading chat logs in a video. I mean, exposing an entire county, all I have to do is read the chat logs and say what the outcome was. And also, I don't necessarily think I alone can expose anything like a county. Um, I think I can maybe relate to someone who can expose it. But I don't know. I mean, if I don't know if I say it, like if I say it, it doesn't really amount to much. Like I can say all day what's going on, but like what will that amount to? Oh yeah, no. In order, StreamYard has this like annoying thing where you can't even read a full comment unless you hit the dollar sign to get it out of the way. But yeah, you know, people can twist my word. Like people like, I mean, this kind of like a new, like either twist or lie every day. You know, I'm kind of desensitized to that. You know, it's kind of the norm. But yeah, like I could say, yeah, I'll say that I'll read chat logs and say what the outcome of court is going to be. Um, and you guys can say that I'm gonna be marching down to Washington D.C. to expose Cook County and put them all in jail. And if I live up to 1% less, then I'm Jeff. All right, that's what you want to think. That's what you want to think. Do you? Yeah, that's also like extra crazy. It's you guys were like making this whole thing about how I ignored a question about spokes. Obviously, I intentionally ignored it because again, it's like if your whole point truly is that I shouldn't talk about anything before I'm going to do it, then I shouldn't answer a question about something before I do it. That just doesn't make sense. Explain that one to me. That's not logical. Like if you want me to just not say anything about what I'm going to be doing before I do it, and I deliver on that, you really can't be mad at the outcome of me not saying what I'm going to do before I do it. Sam D, Rest Video is one of the greats. Criminal in chat? I don't know, it's criminal in chat. I say PHI gotten not gun butter. Nah, I think PHI would just be negligible. But yeah, no, but like it does go to the point that you're asking when I'm going to do something before I do it. And your whole point and his whole point or whatever, which is I don't think it's a real point. I think it's just a game. Is don't talk about something before I do it. So if I answer the question like, I don't know, I think in a week, then even if that's true, I'm still saying what I'm gonna do before I do it. So like, I mean, I'm not dumb enough to not know what you're doing. If that's the question. Yeah, and I only will give updates. I mean, following the rule, I should only give updates when I have the actual update, which I actually have given updates. Like when I actually went live, that was about court. I would consider that an update. I've done many lives by the way about that. They just don't get as much views, so maybe people don't want to watch stuff like that. Yeah, Time Boy Twist. It is a Time Boy Twist. We're doing the Time Boy Twist. Twist. I feel like it should be like a song or something. Yeah. But yeah, if I especially intentionally, like if I don't answer questions about something before I do it, I'm really just uh giving you guys what you said you wanted me to do. Like you said, don't talk about anything unless it's absolutely done and finished and it's after the fact. Well, if there's a question about something I'm about to do, you can't really be surprised when I willfully and knowingly don't answer that question. That's what I'm going like that is what I'm going to do. Well, yeah, I mean, I'm not necessarily like some people can even ask it in good faith. If it was like a normal situation, it would be like, yeah, like I'll say when I would just say when I think something's gonna go down, and I would just kind of answer it. But if we're applying the special lens to me, saying, you can't talk about anything before you're about to do it, then I can't answer. Just following your own logic. Well, actually, I would have a better question. Like, if you were me, how should I answer? Like, if I'm not answering properly, like, if someone asked me, a question about something before I do it, while the main criticism is not talking about things before I do it, like if I think the next catch is going to be in 4 days, what should I say? That's going to be in 4 days. I don't know. I'm just kind of confused. It almost sounds like an intentional no win-win scenario. Yeah, but that's literally it though. But you're asking me what I'm going to do before I do it. You're saying don't talk. Then when I don't talk about that and I deliberately answer your question, that's what I'm doing. I'm literally doing exactly what you're saying. You're literally saying just do what you're gonna do. Simple. Just don't just talk. Do it. But I'm not. Yeah, exactly. I'm not gonna. So I'm not gonna talk, and that'll include not saying any kind of plans about anything I'm gonna do. That's exactly what I'm gonna do. Well, still, I mean, it all falls in the same category. It just all falls in the same category. And nothing I've done. Um, like I've never like raised money for like a cat for something I didn't follow through on. Um, like I'm really kind of the only person I answer to as far as getting things done. Um, so honestly, I'm just gonna get done whatever I had to get done, and that's just kind of it. And if we're gonna say that I shouldn't talk about something before I do it, then okay. So that includes not answering any questions about what I'm gonna do and when I'm gonna do it. Um, and yeah, like I don't know. I mean, there's no it's an unescapable conclusion. If somebody asked me that, I would say I'm working on stuff at the moment, and then I would drop a teaser or show the WIP. I'm not actually sure what that means. I mean, I am working on stuff at the moment. That's true. I've been kind of saying that. Um, I mean, I don't know. I could make it like I don't know. I could do that. I could show part of it. Oh, work in progress. Yeah, but like, I mean, for me though, I just feel like that's if that's really the issue. Like, the interest isn't about work in progress. It's about just don't say anything until after you do it. So me just following that rule does involve me kind of not answering questions like that. No, I have tons of exposures, tons of convictions. If I do a catch in my city, my home city, I can get cops to arrest them on the spot. Every single person in my home city uh, has been convicted that I know of, that I caught, and I did expose it. Yeah, no, and I mean the purpose of the daily check-ins is to have like like where I check in with you guys, is like a kind of a condensed way of answering to some things, not things I'm going to do, but things that are already established or maybe clarification. But sorry, I mean the precedent has been set. You guys said don't talk about anything, before you do it. So that's what I'm gonna do. Like, so there's gonna be no anticipation of anything. There's gonna be no teasers. There's gonna be like none of that. It just has to be what I'm going. It just has to be saying nothing until you do it. That's what it has to be like. But yeah, it's a game. It's like why are you talking about what you're gonna do before you do it, and then you ask me what I'm gonna do before I do it. It's a game, you know. Like nice try. Well, I go live pretty much after any time I go in court and talk about it. But I think people are a lot more bored of stuff like that around here, I guess, than drama stuff. So it's like I went live many, many, many times, and it's all about court. Um, even the case in Illinois. I went live and I said right away what happened. I like every time I'm in court, I usually kind of go live after and I say what happened. So I'm giving like an update about the court, the case, the situation, the bigger picture of it. I can do something like that where I can respond with what I know now and what's true now, um, and something after the fact, and add clarifications about the past. But yeah, if we're gonna really make the rule that I shouldn't talk about anything before I do it, then don't be surprised when I don't talk about anything before I do it, and that's just it. Yeah, that catch is still live. Actually, I could probably change the title. Um, should be should be live catch. Um, actually, what I can do is I'll actually make it on a community post. This is a simple thing. I'll make it a community post, and I'll refer to the video. Where does this rule come from? Because what do you mean? Where does the rule come from? The whole critique was that I talk too much about things I'm going to do before I do it. So I'm not going to talk about anything I do before I do it. Where's the rule come from? I think the rule's very obvious where it comes from. Yeah, I can. I'm pretty sure. You know, well, so many of the virtual singlers are there when Ryan drops a catch. We'll see how many virtual signals are there when Ryan drops a catch. I mean, yeah, that might be a good question. Like, how about when I actually put something out? Like, will that matter? Like, that's kind of better question. Can we talk about talking about it? Can we talk about talking about it? Let's do the catching Ryan. I want to watch that catch again. Where to watch it? Yeah, we'll make a community post on that. Yeah, definitely. No one's saying to talk about it. They're just saying don't talk about it. What? Wait, what? Hold on. Like, are you smoking crack? No one is saying not to talk about it. They're just saying don't talk about it, about doing stuff that is never going to happen. Well, obviously, I do think it's going to happen. So, yeah, like that doesn't make sense. You're saying no one's saying to not talk about it, but just don't talk about it because we think it's not going to happen. So, what kind of question is that? That's a wild question. Like, that's just a wild question. Yeah, no, I mean, I'll say like, I'll be like really clear. I have no interest in being a part of like another organization. Like, I just want MBCAT. Um, there's a lot of good catchers that I could maybe work with someday, but like, I like the only focus of mine right now is just to grow MBCAT. That is all I care about. Well, yeah, I mean, that's kind of the thing, though. I mean, something I could do to all of you guys, if you guys had a YouTube channel, is like if you look at it, like, look, I've been on YouTube since 2021. It's 2025. We're going to 2026. I could clip, if you were on live that long, I could clip all kinds of clips from you just talking about things, maybe ideas, and then make it sound like it's like a serious claim, but like this is what I'm gonna do when I was in a very early phase of just like discussing it. But like, yeah, this would be a good idea, But everyone does that. Everyone does that. Everyone talks about what they would do. And if you clip it like that, you know, um it can make it sound like that. It can, you know. And I would say like the only way that criticism would even be valid is like I could see if I like raise money or there was some kind of other person being harmed by something not coming through, like not saying what you promised to do. But if you just find a bunch of clips of me from years apart, years, just vaguely talking about ideas, which again, the only answer to that even is just have kind of an absolutist law or rule to just like never talk about what you're gonna do. So my only response to that would be is just to never talk about what you're going to do, unless it's like making community posts or something. But yeah, I would say this though. Obviously, I'm not gonna fall into that trap and like play, you know, the trolls games and like actually say what I'm gonna do. But I would say like y'all want to bet against me? Bet against me. Like I'm gonna use that as motivation. Like do it. Make videos, make lives, go for it. I know what I'm gonna do. I'm not gonna say what I'm gonna do, but I know what I'm gonna do. Nah, that's definitely confidential. Um, I can't talk about dinner plans. I can't decide between like can't decide between like fish or steak or something. Then you know you can't make promises you can't keep. Yeah. So I mean, so again, it's like this. It's like this. Like I don't know what it is. Like, is it autism or something? Like I am literally saying that I'm not going to say what I'm going to do. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. I'm not going to do. The only question is that I can answer is something about something that already happened or something that I know for a fact now or whatever. But it's like it's a wild contradiction. It's a wild contradiction. Like I am quite literally saying I'm not gonna say anything about what I do, and now still it's saying like don't talk about what you're gonna do. It's like don't talk about what you're gonna do. Like am I going crazy though? Like don't talk about what you're gonna do, but and then I just don't talk about what I'm gonna do. Like that's what it is. Like that is a game. Yeah, but you're saying you're saying what you're going to do by saying you're not going to say what you're going to do. I mean, I guess you kind of have me there. That is true. But yeah, I mean, yeah, if I do a live like this, kind of as a question is, I think it is better to have more regular lives like this. Like half an hour to an hour. And I mean, like the internet and the trolling. That's fun. That's okay. I'm desensitized to that. That's whatever. Like I don't really take it like personally, or whatever. But it's like it's better to kind of have more of like a condensed, regularly occurring version of this. Where I can kind of um answer a question based on something that I do know. Because like as far as I could get like I could have got a court summons for a catch a year ago. I could have some kind of update on something right now. You know, or if someone has a question about some kind of case or whatever, I could answer that. You know, but obviously, what I'm not going to do is talk about what I'm going to do because that's what like that's literally what you said for me to do. So like you can't so unless I know something for an absolute fact, then I'm gonna answer that. Well, it would normally be fair, but if what you're saying is I shouldn't I don't know, I don't understand then. Maybe it's just me. I don't understand then. It's like a fair question under maybe normal circumstances, but if what you're telling me is don't talk about what you're gonna premiere or what you're gonna do before you do it, how could I answer that question without violating that rule? Because like it's like yeah, it's a fair question to say when's it gonna be the next premiere, but if you're telling me to not say what I'm gonna say when my next premiere, it's like you're saying for me to not say what my next premiere is, and then ask me also, but when's your next premiere? Well, I can't answer that kind of question because it's a contradiction. It's like me saying, um, don't ever tell me what the weather's like where you live, but what's the weather like where you live? How could you answer that question? I mean, if you can explain how I can answer that question, I'll answer that question. Yeah. I feel like I smoke crack from watching the stream. Yeah. I'm not saying shit. I'm literally not saying that's like you I'm literally saying I'm literally doing that. Keep people in suspense, don't say shit, go live for updates. I mean, I'm going live for updates. Yeah. But I'm not saying what I'm gonna do. That's literally what I'm doing. That's literally what I'm doing. I don't understand. That's literally what I'm doing. No one is saying to not, bro. It's a contradiction, bro. I'm genuinely confused by this contradiction. Like no one is saying not to say what you're gonna do. Really? No one's saying to not say what you're gonna do. No one is saying to not say what you're gonna do. Like they're saying don't say what you're gonna do if you do it. They're saying don't say what you're gonna do if you do it. No one is saying not to say what you're gonna do. They're saying don't say what you're gonna do if you do it. So that's, no one is saying not to say what you're gonna do. They're saying don't say what you're gonna do if you do it. I'm just reading that question aloud. I'll just read that statement aloud. What the hell does that mean? Or don't do it. Then I don't know. I mean, if you don't think I'm gonna do it, then I'm not gonna say what I'm gonna do. Yeah, maybe I am confused or whatever. I don't know. And maybe we change his name to MVCat spokesperson. He could just figure it out. He must have all the answers as far as how I should relay my information to the public. Yeah. So I'm literally So I literally do that and only speak on things that I know. Just in a daily format that's condensed, where it's time restricted, not too long, between half an hour and an hour. That's literally what I'm doing. But yeah, it's like again, it's like the question saying, you know, like don't tell me what the weather's gonna be like where you live, but what is the weather like where you live? It's just like it's asking a question, but it's telling you to not answer the question. It's a wild claim or a wild thing to say. But yeah, I mean, I don't know if chat like has to admit they are contradicting themselves. Like I'm just like reading chat and explaining like my thought process. No one's hear all your pipe dreams, so I'm not saying any pipe dreams. They want to hear things you have actually planned to do and are going to do. Like you don't see how that's like, is that not a contradiction? No, if no one wants to hear my pipe dreams, why do you want to hear about my pipe dreams? So I'm not so like me responding, be like, all right, unless post pipe dream, you know, I'm gonna talk about it. That's my response. So you're saying like you don't want to be hear about my plans, but we want to hear about my plans. That's like That's a contradiction. Like, you can make the argument that I'm not going to follow through, but I don't think I'm not going to follow through. I think I am going to follow through. But if what you're saying is to not talk about it before I follow through, then I don't know. It's kind of amazing to be shocked that I'm not going to talk about something before I follow through. Guys, burst a laugh when I'm done. The jig is up. I mean, not really, because I had a wager that like I could say when I think it's gonna come out. I could say I think it's gonna come out in 4 days, and then I don't know. What if it comes out in 5 days or 6 days because YouTube hasn't processed the video or something? But yeah, just saying, you can't ask me what my plans are while telling me that I shouldn't say what my plans are. That's a contradiction. I'm not really. I will just say I don't understand what, like, if we're drawing a line between like a pipe dream and a catch or what, or a premiere or whatever. I'll submit I don't know where the line is. Like, I don't clearly understand what I'm being asked to do. Like, people can make all the videos they want, say whatever they want, on the internet, but it's not adding up. Yeah, I mean, lived alone since I was 18. That's way life. But yeah, just kind of as a rule, I mean, yeah, like I don't know what to say unless I gain an understanding of like what you guys are really talking about. The rule is gonna kind of just be that I'm just gonna continue working on what I'm gonna be working on, and only until after the fact I'll actually talk about it. Or unless it's like a guaranteed thing, like YouTube gives me the approval, it's gonna come out, this and that. You know, yeah, then I can. But I have to go by that level of certainty. Because it's either that or, then I'm talking about something before I do it. It's like, it's a contradiction. Actually, I think my editing is gonna be good. It's gonna come along. I did figure out the flow. I'll say, like, I can say like generally how it's going, like just generally how my editing's going is I think I finally figured out a really good workflow, and I'm using Adobe Premiere, and I want to work on one video. It's kind of just to test the format a little bit, and it'll just get better over time. but it's about kind of the defense of predator catching, and then I want to make a similar format with catches, and I'm just building on that. And whenever that happens, I don't know, but it'll be good when it does. But there's no date or whatever, so it's like there could be a meteor, an asteroid that strikes my building, and then the video doesn't come out. You know, I mean, yeah, like I don't know, a lot of wild claims. What I do in 2016, like no proof, no proof. Yeah, they don't have any proof about like my employment or whatever. Like who comes up with that? I could say, yeah, I could say, how about I say like Gina doesn't work? I'll just say that. Like I don't need proof. Actually, better than that, I'll say that Gina has never worked and she just lives off the government. What are you gonna do? You don't need proof. I don't need proof. Yeah, I mean, I do work. I said it before without doxing my employment. I've always worked as a contractor, and yeah, obviously, there's no actual way that that passive income from a channel would be able to afford your full living uh, in Massachusetts. So I don't know, it's laughable. Yeah, and you can be. It's not even like an advanced thing. You can be a contractor. Like for people that like, that's kind of why you shouldn't explain things like that. To like people in this community, whatever. Because like you can explain things like 400 times the same way, and people don't have an ability to comprehend stuff. You know, like you can be a contractor and mow lawns for a living. It just all that means is you choose when and how you work. You have this more flexibility of like how you work, but you don't necessarily get benefits or structure or hours. That's literally what a contractor is. It just files your taxes differently. Um, Often you're actually working more than an employee. But yeah, it's definitely not something that's glamorous. No, I don't. How about this? I don't believe you. I don't believe you. Like I don't believe you ever worked. What are you gonna do? I don't believe you. I don't believe you ever worked. I call cat. I mean, actually, I'd say like if someone actually does want to edit or whatever, I mean, they could reach out to me directly through, iswatchingmvcat at gmail.com. Um, and I could probably throw a couple bucks too. And then they could, and then, maybe like $100 starting or whatever. Like try it out. But mainly I'm kind of just dependent on my work. Yeah, at work. At work. Exactly. But I don't work at work. Give me some evidence. Should be easy. Two of my businesses. Well, that's the thing though. Like you're asking me like where I work now, like where I work now. You're like asking me to dox my work. Like that's literally what you're asking. Yeah, that's a good idea. That's actually a good idea. Yeah, like everyone in chat should just dox where they work. Oh, an essay though? Like I don't even know what that means, bro. Like write an essay on like where you worked or something like that. Then check doing an NV investigation on where that person worked. I don't know. A little weird. I kind of learned by now it's not a good idea to talk about because I could even explain it. Like I haven't explained a very basic like I didn't get into too much specifics or whatever. But like I went into very basics about kind of like how the tax stuff works as far as like a YouTube channel. And people went to money laundering, bro. People went to money laundering. People went into tax evasion. Like this is not a place where you can explain simple concepts and expect people to understand them. Like that's what I'm getting. But yeah, um, yeah, and also like you can be a contractor and make less than minimum wage, and from there to being at a very high end position. It's just like it's like all it means is you're just in control of your work. Yeah, it could be like yeah, like I work. See, I show my job. Then what they'll do is like they'll call that person your boss and then get you fired. Great plan. But yeah, I think we'll wrap this up. Actually, I might just throw out the link just to make it extra interesting. Maybe just 10, 20 minutes or whatever. But the fact is, I'm just gonna, as far as even my statements, I'm only gonna keep them as far as like what I absolutely know to be true. Um. Oh yeah, an income question. I should answer like how much income I made. That's a great idea. Um. I'll just say, I mean, as far as like people actually like wanted to know though, like as far as like the next sketch. Um. From what I will say, after Christmas, I'm planning on just like doing a lot of catches, and I do have some lined up. But obviously, I don't feel like I should say much more than that. So like I don't know. I mean, that's the best I can do. Yeah. Yeah. Um, that's kind of another thing. Something I kind of will admit to is there is a there is a singular reason why I personally haven't had as much catches as others. Even though I don't, it's not like I have none. I mean, I would say like as far as like even the Ryan standard, that number's about 50. As far as catches I've been a part of, that number's easily blows past 100. So like for an average citizen, that's not nothing. You know, and I've never been like full time or anything. Even though for some reason people say that that's what I said. I don't know why. But uh, the way I kind of have it now is it's more of like a systemic kind of thing, more like a system I have. So I'm not reading chat logs in the way I used to because there's a reason you actually don't see me like in live catches much or in live decoy calls much because you know I am very sensitive to that kind of content. But at the same time, I want to see predators held accountable. I want to. I do want to do what I do. I want to. Yeah, I'm just trying to say, I like catching only for the outcome of the catch. Um, but yeah, even I'll kind of even admit, like even watching catches and decoy calls, I don't even do that much of it. Like anything that even has a lot of violence or whatever, or like sexual content, that's not stuff I watch. There's kind of a reason, but the way I kind of have it now is when you kind of build more of like a system, so that you're looking at chat logs and more of like a in a kind of a legal framework than anything else. I think that's going to be the solution to that. And I am decoying right now, and I have made progress, and I do believe I'll have catches, and I do believe everything will work. But that's the thing, though. Obviously, I'm not like into working with anyone, though. I will kind of say that. Like, I would only kind of want to work with people like way later. Like, I just kind of want to set the foundation for what I'm doing now, and then build it up. Yeah, Savvy was in a lot of catches. She was in a lot of chats. That counts as being on a catch. Well, I mean, honestly, I'm a little sketched out by that. Like, what does he mean? Does he mean like he would? I mean, we can talk about it. We can have a conversation or whatever. I wouldn't make like a decision like that in chat, like with anyone. But if he wants to contact me or whatever about it, and then have more of a detailed idea, then figure it out. Yeah, of course I am. Why wouldn't I be? It's hard to believe that people would want to legit help me. I'll just say that. Yeah. Decoying, okay, but you just admitted that you're sensitive to decoying and nobody should ask you to desensitize yourself to decoying. So getting a partner would make sense. But what also makes sense is I'm not inclined to feel like it's a good idea to work with people. Like as much as that's true, that's true. like all I see as far as like right now, unless like a lot of time passes or whatever, um, I feel like it's just more of a liability. That's it. But yeah, but as far as that goes though, I think the way I have it set up, I will be able to get catches though. I think everything's gonna be just fine. I think I'm gonna be able to do more catches. Um, but but yeah, actually though, um, like in the past, I would kind of would be decoying, and then it would kind of be an on and off thing, and um, just kind of like being really desensitized to the content or whatever. I mean, not I guess being really sensitive to the chat logs and everything. It was very difficult for me to decoy. I will admit. Like I think it was kind of like a question like, how are you so sensitive with sexual content but you decoy? Well, the answer is that's that much of an obstacle. You know. But yeah, but I would say probably over time, I would kind of consider working with others, but as of right now, I'm just not looking to do that unless it's under like very special circumstances. I don't know, but the only person I'm really trying to work with is me, and I'm not making any promises I can't keep. Um, but I do believe in the system that I have. I do. Oh yeah, did I even show the link? I don't even know. Yeah, I don't necessarily want anyone time Dota banned. I pay so little attention to my moderation at all. Like I don't even check it. I probably could have like crazy people that should not be mods or mods probably. I just like never check that. I mean, yeah. I don't understand how those things two things can't be true. I mean, well, one can decoy. I can decoy and actually have a system to do it way more efficiently than I did before. Um, and yeah, of course. Like, how would, bro? There was a pedophile in this community. Like Ed, remember Ed? He used to look up information for predators about for predator catchers. It's like I don't know. I mean, there's a lot of trust that needs to be built up. Obviously, not saying everyone's like Ed, but I was gonna say this. Like, yeah, I don't know. That's just where I'm at. Um, I'm not like if you want to follow me for just saying my truth, you can follow me for saying my truth. Well, yeah, I mean that's kind of true. It's like I just don't understand how you wouldn't understand being so stoked by help when you've been in this community for at least even a year and looked around. Yeah, yeah, and even beyond that, my kind of position on that is I don't think just trying to get information is in any way changing the opinion of someone. I keep saying that. I've never seen the argument for that. If someone wants to make the argument, they can, but I've never heard a sound argument for it. Like you could have person A that's a piece of shit to roll over on person B that's also a piece of shit. That person A has a problem with person B, and I don't know. I mean, unless people could explain the moral issue with that, um, yeah, yeah. I wasn't. Yeah, it wasn't I, but I was very tired though. Well, it's not really a point. This kind of a statement. Like it's kind of just like an insinuation, like, oh, so you think what he did was less bad than it was, or you the insinuation is like you're buddying up with with pedophile or whatever. But again, I still haven't heard the argument for that. I've heard it just said, but um, yeah, I don't know. I operate on logic. No, a statement is not a point. Like I could say it's sunny outside, and that's a statement. That's not a point. That's not what a point is. At one point, you was making no sense. Yeah, I don't know. I kind of wasn't. I'll kind of admit I was kind of tripping on last panel. No, it isn't. It literally is not a point. Saying it like a point is like an argument. Like if I say it's sunny outside, that's not an argument for anything. I'm just saying it's sunny outside, but that's a statement. But that's not a point. That's not an argument. So no, actually. No, an argument is an argument. Yeah. Hold on. Alligators alligate. Do racers race? Do racers racist? I don't know. Yeah, so we should lighten it up with the Christmas spirit though. I agree. I think I already put out the link though. I mean, people can kind of say whatever they want, but like they haven't really made a point against anything I'm saying. So they haven't really made a point. But yeah, it's not too late to get your Christmas gifts. Um, Although maybe try to be more creative in finding out what people actually don't have already. Because I'm kind of in a dilemma where I'm not sure if that person already has something that it bought. So, there's kind of a guessing game with the holiday shopping. But it's not too late. It is not too late. You can still get it done. If you're thinking that, you know, it's too late to get to finish your holiday shopping, I believe in you. I will contact Muhammad for spiritual advice. Yeah, I mean, we're Satan, you know. But yeah, I think that's about it. Um, I think that's about it. Kind of ran a little over an hour, but yeah. And you know what? I will be doing. I will be. I mean, as much as I can. I don't know. Doing streams like this, but like half an hour to an hour a day. Don't want them to be too long, but I do want them to be regularly. I do want them to be condensed. Just so I'm not getting into this thing where it's like hours of panels that respond to hours of panels about like nothing or whatever, because that doesn't really go anywhere. Um, but yeah, it is kind of a way to limit it a little bit. And I will be giving updates about what I actually know is true and what I've actually done or answer actual questions. Um, but yeah, obviously, if there's a rule though that I shouldn't talk about what I'm gonna do before I do it, I'm gonna kind of stick to that rule and not talk about what I'm gonna do before I do it. And I'm not really sure how people can be upset at following what you're telling me that I should do. I guess that makes sense. So yeah, gonna end it. Have a good holiday. Probably see you tomorrow. And to all a good afternoon and probably night, depending where you're at. Yep. And to all good night.